Rock bottom doesn't announce itself with sirens. It arrives as a question, a whisper in the quiet moments after midnight. If you lost it all tomorrow, your job, your reputation, the person everyone relies on, would anyone even notice you were gone? And in that silence, you realize you've been performing for an audience that never existed. You lost her when you prioritized deadlines over dinners. Lost your body chasing a physique that screamed control while your mind unraveled. Lost your soul arguing with strangers to defend an ego that felt paper thin. You traded joy for hustle, intimacy for influence, and time for what? A bank account that couldn't buy back the nights you spent lying awake wondering if this was all life had to offer. The worst part? You didn't even notice it slipping away. You were too busy proving. You thought success was a fortress, a title, a trophy, a follower count that whispered, "You matter." But when the lights went out, those symbols crumbled. What remained? The things you dismissed, the way your father's voice softened when he spoke of regret, the smell of coffee with a friend who didn't need anything from you, the courage to sit with your own chaos. You see it now. The real treasures weren't status or praise, they were presence, grace, the guts to say, "I don't know." Masculinity was a script you memorized. Strong meant never showing weakness, never asking for directions, never admitting you were lost. But loss strips you bare. It forces you to ask, who am I without my achievements, my anger, my armor? You learn that vulnerability isn't a flaw. It's the scalpel that cuts away the lies. That love isn't a currency. It's a fire you tend to even when it burns you. And time isn't a resource. It's a miracle. And you've been squandering it. You built a life on shoulds. I should want that promotion. I should be happier. I should be enough. But shoulds are chains. They kept you in a career that drained you, in relationships that demanded more than they gave, in a body that felt like a stranger. And when it all fell apart, you realized the life you feared losing wasn't even yours. It was a facade, a carefully curated illusion for a world that never asked for it. Here's the secret they don't tell you. The fall was necessary. You couldn't have seen the stars if the sky hadn't gone dark. That job you lost, it was keeping you small. That heartbreak, it taught you how to love without conditions. That failure, it was just life handing you a do-over. Now you finally understand stillness isn't laziness, it's rebellion. Stillness is where you hear the voice that's been drowned out by noise. Your voice, the one that says, enough. You used to measure time in deadlines and milestones. Now you measure it in moments, the way your child's laughter echoes through a room, the ache in your chest when you forgive someone who didn't deserve it, the quiet pride in saying no. Time doesn't heal wounds. It teaches you which ones are worth carrying. And you've started to ask, what if I stopped running? What if I let go? The answer is terrifying. It's also the beginning of freedom. So let the world call you late bloomer. Let it whisper that you've wasted years. You know the truth. You're not fixing a broken life. You're unbuilding a false one, from the ashes, from the silence, from the places you once feared. The path forward isn't about chasing more. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be. unapologetic, whole, alive. Because the greatest lesson of losing everything, you finally realize nothing was ever yours to lose in the first place. When you lose everything, you gain something rarer. Permission. Permission to stop performing. Permission to want less. Permission to finally breathe. So carry this truth with you. The cracks in your life aren't failures, they're where the light gets in, and in that light, you'll find your way home. This is Uplift Clips. If these words moved you, share them with someone who's still searching. Subscribe, and remember, the end of one story is always the beginning of another.